In the grand tapestry of human history, the transformation from rugged, untamed landscapes to meticulously cultivated fields marks a pivotal chapter. This journey from a world where humans wandered as hunter-gatherers to one where they began to assert dominion over the land represents a monumental shift. The ancient Earth, with its vast forests, sprawling plains, and untamed rivers, witnessed a gradual but irreversible change. As the last ice age receded, these landscapes, once hostile and unforgiving, began to offer new opportunities. Adapting to this changing world, our ancestors embarked on a path that would redefine their existence. This was the dawn of the agricultural revolution, a period that saw the birth of farming, the domestication of animals, and the rise of permanent settlements. It was a time of profound transformation, not just in how humans lived, but in how they viewed and interacted with the world around them. Imagine a world where survival hinged on the whims of nature, where each day was a relentless quest for food and shelter. This was the reality for our ancestors until a groundbreaking shift occurred around 12,000 years ago. In various corners of the world, groups of humans who had lived for millennia as nomads began a remarkable experiment. They started to plant seeds, domesticate wild animals, and settle in one place. This wasn't merely a change in their daily activities, but a revolution in their understanding of existence. For the first time, humans were not solely at the mercy of the wild. They began to shape it, bending it to their will. Environmental changes and human ingenuity spurred this shift to agriculture. As the climate became more stable, vast tracts of fertile land emerged, presenting new possibilities. With their deepening knowledge of the natural world, our ancestors saw an opportunity to control their food sources. They began to select and cultivate the most beneficial plants, transforming the landscape around them. This era marked the end of relentless nomadic life and the beginning of a settled existence, laying the foundation for the rise of civilizations. The dawn of agriculture was not a singular event, but a series of independent discoveries and innovations across the globe. In the fertile crescent of Mesopotamia, the lush valleys of the Indus and Yellow rivers, and even in the distant lands of the Americas, groups of humans began to domesticate wild plants and animals. Each region's journey into agriculture was unique, shaped by its climate, flora, and fauna. In the Middle East, abundant wild wheat and barley provided a natural starting point for early farmers. Meanwhile, in the Americas, societies turned to maize, squash, and beans, adapting their cultivation techniques to diverse environments. In China, rice and millet became staples cultivated through ingenious methods like paddy fields that harnessed the power of water. These early agriculturalists were not just changing their diets but redefining their relationship with the land. They transitioned from a life of moving with the seasons to one of settling and building. This was the beginning of a new era, where humans left a lasting mark on the landscape, constructing the first permanent dwellings and communities. The agricultural revolution was propelled by technological breakthroughs. In Mesopotamia, the invention of the plow around 3000 BCE revolutionized soil cultivation. This simple yet transformative tool allowed for the turning of heavier soils, making it possible to sow seeds more effectively than ever before. In ancient Egypt, sophisticated irrigation techniques turned the Nile's floodwaters into a source of agricultural bounty. The Egyptians developed a network of canals and dikes, harnessing the annual flooding of the Nile to irrigate their fields. This mastery over water not only ensured consistent crop yields, but also allowed the cultivation of a wider variety of crops, enhancing the diet of the ancient Egyptians. In the Indus Valley, advanced urban planning included granaries for storing surplus crops, reflecting an understanding of the importance of food security. Meanwhile, the iron plow, which was more efficient than earlier wooden versions, was introduced in ancient China, leading to increased productivity. These technological advancements were not isolated incidents, but part of a global wave of innovation that transformed primitive farming into a more systematic and productive endeavor. With the rise of agriculture, human societies underwent profound transformations. As yields improved, small bands of nomads gave way to larger, settled communities. These early farming villages, sprouting up in the fertile river valleys and plains, were the precursors to towns and, eventually, great cities. The surplus of food brought about by effective farming practices did more than feed larger populations. It fundamentally altered the social fabric. For the first time in human history, not everyone needed to be involved in food production. This surplus led to a division of labor, a cornerstone of civilized society. Artisans, craftsmen, and traders emerged, each specializing in different skills. Pottery, weaving, and metallurgy developed as crafts driven by the needs and desires of growing communities. These artisans and craftsmen began to create goods for local consumption and trade, establishing trade routes and marketplaces. This exchange of goods and ideas catalyzed cultural development and interaction. In these burgeoning centers of trade and craft, the first forms of writing emerged, initially as simple accounting methods to keep track of crops and trade goods. Over time, these symbols evolved into complex languages, enabling the recording of laws, stories, and history. The rise of agriculture thus set off a chain reaction, leading to the development of written language, the cornerstone of complex societies. As the centuries passed, the winds of agriculture spread their seeds far and wide, reaching distant corners of the world and reshaping societies. By 7000 BCE, farming had taken root in China, a land of diverse climates and topographies. Here, the cultivation of rice became a cornerstone of society. The ancient Chinese developed intricate systems of rice paddies, an engineering marvel that turned marshes and waterlogged fields into fertile agricultural land. These paddies required complex coordination of water management, a testament to the early Chinese ingenuity in harnessing nature. The rice fields of China were not just agricultural sites. They were a reflection of a society that valued communal effort and meticulous planning. The cultivation of rice and millet in the north supported dense populations and led to the rise of powerful dynasties. The agricultural practices of China were deeply intertwined with its cultural and spiritual life, influencing everything from cuisine to festivals and even the Chinese calendar. Around 5000 BCE, another agricultural epicenter was emerging in Mesoamerica. Here, maize cultivation began to transform societies in profound ways. Maize, or corn as it is now known, was more than a crop. It was the lifeblood of Mesoamerican civilizations. The ancient peoples of this region developed a deep understanding of maize cultivation, selectively breeding it over generations from wild grass into the staple crop we know today. This transformation of maize is one of the earliest and most significant examples of genetic modification by ancient farmers. The cultivation of maize supported large populations and led to the flourishing of great civilizations like the Maya and the Aztecs. These societies were characterized by their impressive pyramids, sophisticated astronomical systems, and complex religious beliefs, all intimately connected to their agricultural practices. Maize was not just food. It was a symbol of life and fertility, often featured in myths and religious ceremonies. In both China and Mesoamerica, agriculture was more than a means of subsistence. It was a foundation upon which entire cultures were built. Each region adapted these newfound agricultural practices to their unique climates and ecosystems, leading to a diverse tapestry of farming techniques worldwide. The impact of these agricultural innovations was profound, setting the stage for the development of complex societies, rich cultures, and advanced civilizations. In the heart of the agricultural revolution were crop and livestock management innovations that forever changed the course of human history. In ancient Egypt, the yearly flooding of the Nile dictated a unique agricultural rhythm, leading to the development of a calendar system. In the Andes, the Incas ingeniously terraced mountainsides to grow potatoes and maize. But perhaps one of the most groundbreaking innovations was the European three-field system, introduced in the 8th century. This method revolutionized crop rotation, boosting soil fertility and yields, and can be argued to be one of human history's most important innovations. Before the three-field system, European agriculture largely relied on a two-field system, where one field was planted while the other lay fallow. This method, however, only utilized half of the land at any given time, limiting food production. The introduction of the three-field system was a game-changer. It divided the land into three parts, one for autumn-sown crops, one for spring-sown crops, and one left fallow. This rotation increased the land under cultivation at any given time and allowed for a greater variety of crops to be grown. The impact of the three-field system was profound. The soil's nutrients were better maintained by rotating crops such as wheat, rye, barley, oats, and legumes. Legumes, like peas and beans, had the added benefit of fixing nitrogen in the soil, enhancing its fertility. This innovation led to a significant increase in food production, supporting population growth and urbanization. It was a key factor in ending the famines that had regularly plagued medieval Europe, contributing to a period of relative stability and growth. Moreover, the three-field system had far-reaching effects beyond agriculture. The surplus of food it generated allowed a more diverse economy to develop. With more people freed from the constant struggle for survival, there was a surge in artisans, craftsmen, and merchants. This diversification of occupations contributed to the rise of medieval towns and cities, fostering trade and commerce. The system also played a role in social structures, as it required more coordinated community effort in managing the land, leading to stronger communal ties and the development of more complex societal structures. In essence, the three-field system was not just an agricultural innovation. It was a catalyst for societal transformation. It laid the groundwork for the economic and social developments of the late Middle Ages and beyond, setting the stage for the eventual rise of the modern world. Its introduction marks a pivotal moment in human history, where our mastery over agriculture began to reshape the landscape and the fabric of human society. Individual innovators also played pivotal roles in advancing agricultural practices. In the early 18th century, Jethro Tull's seed drill transformed European agriculture by sowing seeds efficiently and in orderly rows. Tull, an English agricultural pioneer, wanted more than the wasteful and uneven methods of hand sowing. His invention, the seed drill, was a mechanical seeder that sowed seeds at the correct depth and spacing, covered them with soil, and compacted the earth above. This innovation drastically improved seed germination rates and yields, preventing the seeds from being eaten by birds or being washed away. Tull's seed drill represented a major step forward in agricultural efficiency, reducing labor and seed costs, and is often cited as a key development in the British agricultural revolution. In England, another innovator, Robert Bakewell, was making significant strides in animal husbandry. In the 1700s, Bakewell's selective breeding methods significantly improved livestock breeds. He focused on breeding only the best individuals, a practice not commonly followed then. Bakewell's most notable achievements were in sheep breeding, particularly with his development of the new Leicester breed, known for its high-quality meat and wool. His methods increased the size and quality of these animals, leading to greater meat production and efficiency in wool harvesting. Bakewell's approach to selective breeding was revolutionary, laying the foundation for modern genetic selection in livestock. These individuals were not just farmers, but the architects of a new agricultural era. Their innovations were a testament to the power of human ingenuity in reshaping agriculture. The work of Tull and Bakewell extended beyond their own farms. They influenced agricultural practices across Europe and eventually the world. Their contributions were instrumental in increasing agricultural productivity, supporting larger populations, fueled economic growth, and facilitated the rise of industrial societies. The legacy of these innovators is still felt today, as their principles and methods continue to influence modern agricultural practices. The ripple effects of the agricultural revolution were profound and far-reaching. The surplus of food led to a burgeoning population, a fundamental shift from the small, nomadic bands of the past. As people settled and communities grew, the first cities began to rise, centers of trade and culture that became the heart of ancient civilizations. These urban centers directly resulted from the stable food supply provided by agriculture, allowing for a concentration of population and resources. Trade, both local and international, flourished in this new era. Emerging trade routes like the Silk Road connected distant lands, facilitating the exchange of goods and ideas, religions and technologies. Agricultural products and techniques traveled along these routes, transforming diets and farming practices across continents. Societies became more stratified, with distinct social classes emerging. Landowners, farmers, artisans, and traders formed different layers of society, each with its roles and responsibilities. This stratification markedly changed from the relatively egalitarian structure of hunter-gatherer societies. The newfound stability provided by agriculture allowed for the development of arts, culture, and, eventually, the written word. The ability to record and transmit information transformed human history, allowing for preserving laws, stories, religious texts, and historical records. Writing marked a pivotal development in human intellectual history, enabling the accumulation and dissemination of knowledge across generations. Yet, this revolution was not without its challenges. Farmers grappled with pests, soil depletion, and the whims of weather, each posing a threat to the stability and productivity of their crops. The struggle to overcome these challenges led to further innovations, shaping agricultural development. Crop rotation became a crucial technique to maintain soil fertility. By alternating crops on a piece of land, farmers could prevent the depletion of specific nutrients, ensuring the long-term health of their soils. This practice improved yields and reduced the incidence of crop-specific pests and diseases. The development of irrigation systems was another significant adaptation. In regions with unpredictable rainfall, these systems allowed for the consistent and efficient watering of crops. From the simple canals of ancient Mesopotamia to the sophisticated aqueducts of the Roman Empire, irrigation technologies played a key role in expanding agriculture into arid and semi-arid regions. Farmers also had to adapt to the changing climate conditions. In periods of drought or flood, they developed resilient crop varieties and farming techniques to withstand these extremes. The constant battle against pests led to the early forms of pest control, ranging from simple manual methods to natural predators. These challenges and the innovations they spurred were integral to the evolution of agriculture. They pushed human ingenuity to its limits, leading to a deeper understanding of the natural world and our place within it. The agricultural revolution, therefore, was not just a story of triumph, but also one of resilience and adaptation, a testament to the enduring human spirit in the face of adversity. Today, as we look back at the agricultural revolution, we see the foundation of our modern world. This era set the stage for the Industrial Revolution and the technological advancements that followed. Our current agricultural practices, while far more advanced and mechanized, still carry the imprints of those early innovations. The basic principles of crop rotation, selective breeding, and irrigation, pioneered thousands of years ago, remain at the heart of modern agriculture. However, as we face new challenges like climate change, resource depletion, and the need for sustainable practices, the lessons from the past remain ever relevant. Today's farmers and scientists are drawing on ancient wisdom and cutting-edge technology to develop sustainable farming methods. These include precision agriculture, which uses technology to optimize crop yields and reduce waste, and permaculture, a design philosophy that mimics the patterns of natural ecosystems. The push towards organic farming and using renewable energy sources in agriculture also reflect a growing awareness of our environmental impact. Therefore, the agricultural revolution is not just a historical event, but a continuing journey. As we confront the challenges of feeding a growing global population while preserving our planet, the innovations of our ancestors provide both inspiration and a foundation upon which to build.